No more Chinese products in our military stores. This is the most good idea fairy thing I've ever heard, so let's break this down. Okay, so for 2023, there might possibly be something out there called the Made in China exclusion policy. And what this will do is eliminate any items that were made in China or come from China into stores called the PX or the exchange. And these stores are actually self-funded within military bases, and soldiers, airmen, whoever, they can go there, they can buy products at a discounted rate. And this is a great resource for military members to be able to shop at a store, not have to leave the base, get a good discount, and hey, we're supporting a military store. Now, in theory, if we say, let's get rid of everything made in China out of those stores because America first, sounds like a great idea, right? Well, the main reason why this is even being brought up is that the US government wants to try and bottleneck China. Essentially try to make it so they're not going to get our money and we're not going to buy their products. But this exclusion policy might actually backfire in the United States' face. You see, in case you haven't noticed, the United States, we don't really got that one thing set up to where we can do that. And what I mean by that is the United States, like a ton of other countries around the world, we highly depend on products to come in from China so we can sell to the United States citizens. In fact, it's estimated that 56% of profits actually go back to the stores and back to people who work at those stores, which is a majority of profits. It's not like China is getting 99% of profits and we're only getting 1%. And the thing that's even more laughable about this is that you're actually making military members suffer by doing this. Because if you think China is even going to get a dent in their bank account because we shut down all the PXs and no more Chinese products in our stores, China's like, okay, but we have Walmart and we have the rest of the world and we have all your other stores in the United States. Also, imagine stores trying to all of a sudden restock their shelves because we are now getting rid of all these Chinese imported products. It is estimated to be a 50% loss in sales, which is $300 million for the PX. Also, you now have to fire a ton of employees who work for the PX. So you're starting to see where the good idea fairy has a great idea, but this only works in a fantasy land. I'm not saying we shouldn't have America first and we shouldn't try to implement America products. But if you're going to quote-unquote bottleneck China, you can't just use military members and their families. You gotta do it with the whole United States. This reminds me of the time we had something out there called freedom fries. Now, some of you might not be old enough to know, back in 2003, France was actually opposed to the invasion of Iraq. So in congressional cafeterias, instead of naming French fries, we changed the name to freedom fries, and some places even had them called liberty fries. So this is not the first time where the United States government will use just a little sliver of their power to try and throw some shade at other countries. But personally, I think we cannot just use military members, veterans, family members as guinea pigs. If we're gonna do this, we're gonna do this all together.